Good evening. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. We begin with this story. Sarawak Energy Berhad (SEB) will be listed on the stock market within the next 2 years, according to Chairman of Securities Commission Malaysia SC, Dato' Muhammad Faiz Azmi. The matter was one of 3 topics discussed during his courtesy call with the Premier, Dato' Paninggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, earlier today.
To confirm that that's part of the plan, and whether there are other listable assets within Sarawak itself. So we had a conversation about his plans and also what subsidiaries of the government may well be listed.
He also urged the Sarawak government to make greater use of the capital market to finance strategic infrastructure projects, including through the issuance of bonds and innovative financial instruments. Another matter put to talks was the proposed carbon levy implementation in Sarawak as part of its green economy development. SC has also expressed its interest in understanding the mechanism of the carbon levy and how it can be aligned with federal policy.
And also what the role of a regulator is, because in many jurisdictions, carbon credits are actually a security, meaning it is normally regulated by regulators such as ourselves.
The level of corruption in Sarawak remains under control and minimal compared to other states in Malaysia, with most cases involving enforcement and government procurement issues. MACC's Deputy Chief Commissioner for Operations, Dato' Sri Ahmad Kusairi Yahaya, says that over the past 5 years, the Commission received 479 reports related to civil servants in Sarawak. From the total, 171 investigation papers were opened, 151 arrests were made, 72 charges filed, and 37 cases resulted in convictions.
By revealing these statistics, it shows that the level of corruption in Sarawak is minimal and not to alarm any party. In Sarawak, corruption mainly occurs in the enforcement and procurement sector. To resolve issues related to procurement, the federal government approved the Procurement Act, which provides specific penalties and punishments for misconduct. Many of those caught involved contractors and government officers in false claims, incomplete projects being declared completed, and payments made when they should not have been.
This is an update to our earlier report on the missing 21-year-old Indian man in Miri. Authorities have now confirmed that the body of the man who disappeared while swimming in the crocodile-infested Baram River 2 days ago. Early findings suggest the victim may have been attacked by a crocodile. A search and rescue team located the body this morning, about 1 kilometer downstream from where he was last seen. Investigators say a post-mortem will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death.
The body of the victim, identified as Prashant, was found at around 9:30 this morning, about 1 kilometer downstream from where he was last seen on Wednesday evening. When recovered, rescuers found that his left arm was missing, raising suspicions of a possible crocodile attack. A 4-member team from the Marudi Fire and Rescue Station located the body during the second day of the operation, which also involved police and the Civil Defence Force. The body has been brought to the nearest jetty and handed over to authorities. Police continue to monitor the area, which is known for frequent crocodile sightings along the riverbanks.
Police in Cebu have arrested more than 200 individuals and seized drugs valued at over 120,000 ringgit in a month-long anti-narcotics operation. Cebu Police Chief ACP Zulkifli Suhaili says the operation, codenamed Op-Tapis Narcotic, targeted drug distribution and abuse throughout the district between October 6 and November 6.
The suspects included 206 men and 15 women, where 3 of them are foreign nationals. More than 3 kilograms of methamphetamine were seized during the operation. Zulkifli says the operation led to 256 cases being opened under the Dangerous Drugs Act and the Poisons Act. During the course of the operation, 246 cases were brought to the court, including 1 for the drug trafficking under Section 39B, 7 for possession, 25 under Section 12(3), and over 200 for drug abuse. 10 individuals remain in remand to assist investigations, while 5 others have been charged under Section 39C, which carries up to 5 years imprisonment and 1 stroke of the cane. In a statement, Zulkifli urged the public to continue providing information to help disrupt drug networks and keep the community safe.
The Shah Alam High Court has sentenced GISP Holdings CEO Nasiruddin Muhammad Ali and 12 others to 15 months in prison after pleading guilty to being members of an unlawful organization. However, today, the male suspects were all released after serving a little over 13 months in jail since their arrest on September 25th and October 12th of last year. Meanwhile, 9 women, including Nasiruddin's wife, were fined 4,500 ringgit.
The sentence was delivered by Judge Datuk Sri Latifah Muhammad Tahar during proceedings held at the Kajang prison complex. Among those jailed was Muhammad Adib Al-Tamimi, the son of the late Al-Arkam founder Ashari Muhammad. The 22 accused were originally charged under Section 130V(1) of the Penal Code for being members of an organized criminal group. However, following representations by the defense, Attorney General's Chambers AGC agreed to a reduced charge under Section 43 of the Societies Act 1966 for being members of an unlawful organization. The offense took place at premises in Bandar Country Homes, Rawang, between October 2020 and September 2024.
The Health Ministry (MOH) has reported a slight increase in influenza cases across Malaysia, but assures the public that the overall situation remains under control. The rise was recorded during the 44th epidemiological week from October 26 to November 1st compared to the previous week.
The ministry says consultations for influenza-like illness (ILI) climbed to 8.34% in week 44, up slightly from 8.18% the week before. However, this rate remains stable and below the recorded peak of 9.68% during week 42. 43 influenza clusters were also detected nationwide, an increase from 30 clusters in the previous week, but still far lower than the 216 clusters reported earlier in week 42. Laboratory surveillance through ILI and severe acute respiratory infection or SARI testing showed that the influenza positivity rate had risen from 27.6 to 37.6%. MOH also confirmed that no new mutations of the influenza virus have been detected through genome sequencing. It says prevention, control and preparedness measures continue to be implemented at all levels, with close monitoring of acute respiratory infection trends nationwide.
On to world news. YouTube has deleted more than 700 videos containing investigations, documentaries, and analysis on the aggressions carried out by Israel in Palestine. According to a report by The Intercept, YouTube, known to be an accomplice of the genocide, deleted videos both posted and archived in related channels after the US-sanctioned targeted Palestinian rights group.
The takedown targeted 3 groups, namely Palestinian Center for Human Rights (PCHR), Al Mizan Center for Human Rights, and Al Haq Defending Human Rights. The U.S. imposed sanctions on the groups after they contributed evidence to the International Criminal Court (ICC), which has issued arrest warrants for Israel's top leaders, including Benjamin Netanyahu and Yoav Gallant, for war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza. A spokesperson for YouTube says its parent company, Google, is quote-unquote committed to compliance with applicable sanctions and trade compliance laws. Google has been widely accused of complicity in Israel's genocide in Gaza. In 2021 alone, Google signed a $1.2 billion contract with the Zionists for Project Nimbus, supplying cloud services, AI, and other techs to the terrorist state.
U.S. President Donald Trump requires China to join denuclearization talks with Russia. However, China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning says the country loathed this remark, saying that China has made its stance clear that its nuclear forces are not on the same scale as those of the U.S. and Russia.
这个问题，中方此前已经多次阐明了立场。中国的核力量同美国和俄罗斯完全不在一个量级，现阶段要求中国加入核军控谈判不公平、不合理、不可行。美国作为拥有最大核武库的国家，应当切实履行核裁军的特殊和优先责任，进一步大幅实质性的削减核武库，为实现全面彻底核裁军创造条件。
Authorities in Indonesia are investigating an explosion that injured dozens near a school in the capital, Jakarta, on Friday. Police say at least 54 people were hurt in the incident, though the cause of the blast remains unclear. According to Jakarta Police Chief Asep Edi Suheri, the explosion occurred in the vicinity of a high school in the city. Initial reports indicate that about 54 individuals were affected, with some minor or moderate injuries, while others have already been discharged from the hospital. Authorities have sealed off the area as forensic teams and a bomb disposal unit continue to process the scene. Police have also set up assistance posts at 2 hospitals to help families locate their injured relatives. Investigations are still underway as officials work to determine the source of the explosion. Get all the updates you need all in one app. TVS Inspire brings you live updates on events, news and programs. Available now on the Apple App Store and Google Play. TVS Inspire will on your screen anytime, anywhere. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.